Good morning, Saksham. Who is Kirti Purwar? Okay, girl. Okay. So today I will give you some questions related to the chapter How do organisms reproduce? And then yesterday I think so we studied about the reproduction in flowers, in plants, self-pollination, cross-pollination, and how does it takes place? What is zygote? What is embryo? Germination of seed. Correct now? Because our next topic is sexual reproduction in human beings. So before that, we will write some questions from the topics which we have studied, and if any doubts that they will get cleared. The very first question, define reproduction. Define reproduction. Next question, why reproduction is essential? Why reproduction is essential? What ensures the continuity of life on the earth? What ensures the continuity of life on the earth? What ensures the continuity of life on the earth? Write the types of reproduction. Write the types of reproduction. So basically there are two types of reproduction, asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. Next question, what is asexual reproduction? What is asexual reproduction? Written up. First question is that what is asexual reproduction, and next is what is sexual reproduction. Does anybody know the answer of what is asexual reproduction? Does anyone know the answer of what is asexual reproduction? No one. The production of new organisms from a single parent without involvement of sex cells or gametes is called asexual reproduction. And the production of new organisms from two parents by making use of their sex cells or gametes is called sexual reproduction. Okay. Next question. Write the 6 different methods of asexual reproduction. Write these 6 different methods of asexual reproduction. What happens in the process of fission? What happens in the process of fission? Fission. How does amoeba reproduce? How does amoeba reproduce? How does paramecium reproduce? Discuss about the reproduction process in paramecium. Discuss about the reproduction process in paramecium. What is budding? What is budding? How does hydra reproduce? How does hydra reproduce? Name some organisms that reproduce by spore formation. Name some organisms that reproduce by spore formation. What do you mean by regeneration? What do you mean by regeneration? How does planaria reproduce? How does planaria reproduce? Explain vegetative propagation method of asexual reproduction. Explain vegetative propagation method of asexual reproduction. How bryophyllum plants can reproduce. How bryophyllum plants can reproduce. Bryophyllum spelling is Bryophyllum. Bryophyllum. How does bryophyllum plants reproduce? What is pollination? What do you understand by tissue culture? What do you understand by tissue culture? Do organisms create exact copies of themselves in asexual reproduction? Do organisms create exact copies of themselves in asexual reproduction? What do you understand by DNA copying? What do you understand by DNA copying? Which type of reproduction involves gametes or sex cells? Which type of reproduction involves gametes or sex cells? Does not involve gametes. Gametes. Which type of reproduction does not involve gametes? Not gems, gametes. Write the name of 5 kingdoms stated by Robert Whittaker. Write the name of 5 kingdoms stated by Robert Whittaker. Write the modifications done by Carl Woese in the kingdoms. Carl Woese. Carl Woese. Carlwoese. Write about the modifications done by Carl Woese in the kingdoms. Carlwoese. What are pollen grains? What are pollen grains? Write the main parts of a flower. Write the main parts of a flower. Which is the male reproductive part in the flower? Which is the male reproductive part in the flower? Which is the female reproductive part in the flower? When a zygote forms? What is self-pollination? Explain. What is cross-pollination? Why the fertilized egg or zygote divides several times? Why the fertilized egg or zygote divides several times? Define germination of seed. Agents of pollination. What are the agents of pollination? Okay, so how many questions we have written? 36.